Elijah Mitchell could finally return from his knee injury. He was cleared from his concussion a week ago. We don't know for certain that he's going to play this week, but it's looking like he might. And that to me would be very good news. I know I've been saying here that Jeff Wilson Jr. is better than him. I don't know. It seems pretty close. 6'1", half dozen other. It's nice to have both. I think that's my final judgment. It's nice to have both. Elijah Mitchell's got a little more juice to the outside. Jeff Wilson Jr. looks a little bit, it seems like he has a little bit better vision between the tackles, whatever. They're a nice combination and you can get 30, 40 rushes out of them. How could this affect the game?
But I think you kind of just hit on it, is the ways you can use them all together, and then coupled with Debo and Lance. Like,
it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've gone over with Jack before, where they'll put Jeff Wilson out there and use him as a lead blocker for Debo. That means Elijah Mitchell can catch the football, so you can flank out as a wide receiver, put Debo in the backfield. And you can do also Wilson can catch the football. So
that's right.
You can do a lot of things with personnel groupings with all those guys on the field.
And you can keep your run pass ratio where you want it, which is 2-1. And I think people are expecting that the Niners offense is going to change with Trey Lance. Like, he's the third pick. You traded up for him. You're going to turn into this like bombs away offense. No, he didn't play that way in college. He was like a 19, 20 pass a game guy. That's what the Niners are when they win. I think having Elijah Mitchell and Jeff Wilson Jr. both out there healthy at the same time should prevent Kyle from doing what he did this past week, going the other direction and being pretty much 2-1 pass to run.
It can be more, like you said, bombs away, but it could not in the sense that you're throwing it more, but you can take more shots, like shot plays.
Yep.
Right.
Action.
Yeah.
Play action. Remember that? Now just do that.
Yeah, your play action plays and your shot. I mean, your shot plays would, like, normally Jimmy's shot play, it's a dig across the middle. Trey Lance can do that, but you can also
throw up the sideline to Juszczyk.
Yeah.
Who's wide open.
It'd be really interesting if Kyle runs that same exact play this game. If he does that. And
that was the play that they ran for Trey Lance against Seattle, where he threw the touchdown to Debo. It was just to a different player.
Right.
And instead of overthrowing the guy by a mile, what did Lance do? He underthrew it.
Underthrew him.
He underthrew it. He was wide open. Let him catch the ball. Let him catch the ball. Give him a chance. And then what did he do? He caught it. And then he scored a touchdown. And a lot of people said, "Ooh, he didn't hit him in stride. Wasn't a good throw." Yeah, but he hit him. He hit him though. It was a touchdown,
right? Even if Juice, if he underthrew him and Juice didn't score, that's better than missing him by like 30 yards.
Much better. All right, let's answer some questions, and we'll get back to our final topic. James says the evidence will be in the progression of this next game. Trey Lance and Kyle will grow together. Well, they got 2 weeks. Things are going to get real toxic if they fall on their faces these next 2 weeks. Grant, you better believe I will be tuning in this Sunday. Couldn't have been scripted better than this. Let's go, Trey. I'm excited too, man. I've been wanting to watch Trey for a while. This is cool. We do have 1,900 people watching right now. I think it's mostly because of Trey Lance.
Really?
So
maybe you should just title all of your
Trey Lance.
Just Trey Lance.
Part 7.
Yeah.
Part 11.
yeah.
G.I. Jones says Jimmy got injured taking snaps under center. That center was wow. Didn't see it coming. Whoa. Fair play to you, G.I. Joe. Love it. Moisha Elias says, thank you for singing Garcia's praises for nostalgia's sake and putting Jimmy into perspective. More importantly, who is better, Mooch versus Shanna Banana? I gotta say that probably Shanahan is a far superior coordinator. But I mean, what did Mariucci really do? He had Steve Young. I don't know. No.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say at this point. I mean, yeah. I guess Mooch had maybe longevity. I mean, he made the playoffs, right?
Established team that he took over from Seifert.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hard to say. I was a kid. I didn't really cover the Mooch. I was a fan of the team back then, so I couldn't.
Their defense. Yeah, as far as I remember, their defense was bad for a while.
Yeah. No matter what happens the rest of the season, Trey playing in games that count is invaluable experience. BTW, Trey gives us the best chance to advance.
I do want to say back then,
I agree.
One commonality that they do have is that Mooch did reestablish the 49ers run game when he came in. So
that's true. They hadn't been able to run the ball since they won the Super Bowl. And then he came in and immediately brought in Garrison Hurst. Yep. And then Hurst got hurt and they brought in Charlie Garner. It's true.
Yeah.
Stilo 41510 says, no matter what happens the rest of the season, Trey plan. Oh, wait, hold on. We did that already. Thank you. I appreciate you. No, what I wanted to say is I agree. It's better that he should have had more, but it's good that he gets this experience.
Yes.
Daryl, thank you. You're a valued member of the team. Stilo again says, I'm convinced that funky game plan against the Cards was due to Trey's broken finger. This game will be much different. I think that's true. I don't know if it was. I think that's why Kyle did it. I agree. And we're going to talk about that next. That's coming up. How to use Trey Lance. Clint Leach says this is a blessing in disguise. Jimmy wasted one of the best rosters in the NFL. Niners couldn't just make the switch. Thanks for 2019, Jimmy. Well, we'll see. It's possible because I don't think this team was going anywhere with Jimmy this year. I've been saying it all year.
I don't think so.
I don't know if they're going anywhere with a rookie who has played a game and a half, but at least he has the ability to take his game to another level, and Jimmy doesn't. Doesn't.
We'll never know where Trey Lance could have been had he played the entire season.
True.
Where would he have been at this point? Like, imagine if he had played this entire season. We don't know.
Yeah, they'd probably have the same record right now, and he'd be peaking like Davis Mills. I'm so excited that the Trey era officially begins now. Been waiting all season for this. Trey will take us deep in the playoffs. Man, high expectations for the kid. He certainly could. You know, one thing, there's not a lot of tape on him. There's not probably really a sophisticated scouting report to stop him. It'll be very interesting to see what teams do, or if they just kind of play, sort of basic vanilla stuff and use it as a diagnostic experience.
We've talked tinfoil hat like this whole time when I've been on your show for the last probably 2 months or so.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this was a way of protecting if Trey Lance's fingers is what maybe we think it was, and maybe Kyle was going to insert him earlier, but he wanted to protect him. He didn't want him to put him out there on a bad finger and have bad throws just because of his finger. He wanted to protect him. Like, listen, I'm not going to start this kid until his finger is totally healed. And
possible. That would make sense. Corley says, you have 2K watching. There's another Niner Reporter live stream with 42 watching right now. Ha ha. Ha ha. I don't know who you're talking about, but yeah, people made the right choice, I think.
Yeah.
Said, Grant, do you think Shanahan should just take the reins off of Trey and let him gain that much needed confidence? No, I think they should go training wheels and have him hand off. He should be handing off left, right. He should be doing some like spinning handoffs, some, windmill handoffs, like master the handoff like Jimmy Garoppolo. Can you make this game easy for him, please, the way you do for CJ and all your other quarterbacks, please?
I think training wheels to a certain extent. I do think you have to be more aggressive.
I want some shots too. I want some shots too. Absolutely. Because he's not going to be as precise on the short to intermediate stuff as Jimmy anyway.
He also will tend to be by nature his game will be conservative. So he's gonna want to check it down and that's just the nature of his game. So I think with him you have to be a little bit more aggressive than you would be with Jimmy.
All Pro Warner 54 says the Jimmy conspiracy theorist, he most likely got a shot of Toradol at half and didn't feel the pain until the next day it's rent. Nah, I don't think so, because then he would have been involved with the trainers and this would have been something that was reported and talked about. I think this was very informal until recently. That's yes.
Sometimes when you're playing with the adrenaline and
yes,
when your muscles and everything are heated and going, like you don't feel things until after.
Or maybe Jimmy legitimately wanted to be the tough guy, team captain, who didn't use it as an excuse. I mean, isn't that maybe?
Maybe it's
he used the Thursday night game as an excuse, and Jimmy running and Kittle running the wrong route as an excuse, and Ayuk as an excuse, and other things. But maybe he didn't want to use that as an excuse. I don't know.
It's tough with that sort of like you wouldn't necessarily know unless the player told you like, oh, my thumb hurts, because like if he had a broken ankle, you'd see it, he'd be limping. But necessarily, like, unless that ball is coming out real funny, and even then you could ask Jimmy, "Oh, what's going on?" And be like, "Nothing. I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm good."
Wow. Desmond Williams says, what's a good place to eat in Santa Clara? Going to my first Niner game, fan since 94 Trey season. Look, hate to say it, but if you live in Santa Clara, it's like, In-N-Out Burger, Five Guys. It's like all the chains, and they got all the good ones. They got Chick-fil-A and stuff, but if you're looking for I don't know San Jose like that. I'm from Oakland. So if you're looking for like a really nice restaurant, I can only give you Oakland and San Francisco suggestions. And that's 45 minutes away from you. So I would say don't check out Yelp. Download Foursquare. Foursquare is a better app at telling you, especially in the Bay Area, of like the best places to go, because Yelp tells you what you think you like. Everyone gives 5-star reviews or 1-star reviews, but Foursquare actually measures like how often you return, that kind of stuff, what people really like. So I'm sure there'll be something there. Go, something good. Foursquare, check it out.
Hey, but Foursquare, what's good with the sponsorship?
Yeah, I'm trying to say, love Foursquare. I use that every place I go in America. Vikrant S says, is Lance better at going through his reads than Jimmy? I guess we'll see.
Find out.
Guess we'll see. It's hard to say what Lance is right now. I've seen him in practice. We'll see. Sorry, I can't give you a better answer. I have a feeling Kyle opened up the playbook the last month in preparation for Trey. I hope I'm right. I hope you're right too. I hope you're right too, man. I don't know.
This game's going to help answer a lot of questions in regards to Lance and some of the questions we had with that last Arizona game.
Do we think Kyle will open up the playbook for Trey this time, or will we see another conservative game like the Arizona game? I think it'll be conservative, but I don't think it'll be like the Arizona game. I don't think he's going to play running back in this game, if you know what I mean. There were 9 or 10. There were like 12 called quarterback runs in that game. I don't think they're going to do that in this game.
Hopefully not.
Jimmy hurt his thumb tweeting back at John Lynch. Twitter fingers got real dangerous. Whatever happened to the cornerback Lenore? Injured in Shanny's doghouse? Early on was considered better than Thomas. Can't be worse than Norman. Doghouse!
Yeah, doghouse. And I think ultimately also their plan was to play him. Like they want to use him as a nickel too. So that's probably where they're training. They're only going to play him outside where necessary. And they're rolling with Ambry. Yeah.
Rolling with Ambry and Doghouse. I think they're still blaming him for losing the game week 3 to Green Bay. Leandro. Am I not reading today? Leandro Guthrie Jr. says, I think we became predictable with Jimmy. The other teams at times looked like they had our playbook. Jimmy can't throw a pass over 6 yards. Yeah. I've been trying to say that.
Over 6 yards, and he always throws in the middle of the field. So
always.
Protect
like
the middle of
his passes outside the numbers.
Yeah, protect the middle of the field, and he will give you the football. He will throw you the football.
I mean, if you just look back and realize that the Tennessee Titans had like the second best run defense in the league, and their opponent quarterback rating on passes over the middle was 70, be like, oh, that's a bad matchup for Jimmy. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be a very bad game for Jimmy, because he's not going to take what the defense gives him outside the numbers. He's just going to keep forcing it over the middle constantly. We've seen it all. Yeah, we've seen that. Sorry. Yeah. Few more questions. Will this be similar to when Cap took over for Alex? Kaepernick was almost 25. Kaepernick was in his second year in the league. So it's hard.
Was it?
What
was his first game? Was his first game versus the Patriots? His full game, or was it the Bears?
Bears. That was 2012. He was drafted in 2011. He was a second round pick, so there was no urgency to play him as a rookie. Trey Lance is 21. It could be. It'll be interesting. It could be. Could be. I'm tempering my expectations because it seems like a lot to expect this guy to come in and tear it up.
Right.
When 2 weeks ago they didn't trust him to even come in at the end of a blowout.
And you shouldn't. But I think you have to. I think you have to temper when you're looking at this game. You have to temper what your expectations would have been with Jimmy, because Jimmy's not been killing it this year either. So
good point.
Like when you measure him relative to the quarterback that was going to play, who has been turning the ball over and not playing he's been not playing like a top 10 quarterback, regardless of what people will tell you. So that's what you have to measure against.
What about Jimmy G in Washington? That's a good team if that's his landing spot.
It's all about what the price is, right? Jimmy at $25 million for any team is not going to be good. If the Niners release him and you can get him for 10 million, something around there, he probably can be a solid quarterback because he's going to turn the ball over. So you have to make your team better around him.
And he's going to get hurt. And so you have to have a good backup quarterback.
Yeah.
So he's doubly expensive. It's the price you pay in the trade, the price you pay in the contract, and then the price you pay for the starting level quarterback, backup quarterback who can come in and win you some games when inevitably Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt for the second time that year.
Yeah.
That moment when a pocket breaks down and Trey launches out of the pocket, bang, bang, Niner gang. Yes, looking forward to that moment too. It's going to be fun. If we're worried about development, why not encourage Lance to pass? He needs the training, right? LOL, okay, I'm done. That was good. Training. I like all the Trey puns that we're going to get into the next few years.
If I recall, Grant, in that 49er game, in that Cardinals game, he did avoid quite a few
sacks. Quite well. Quite a few sacks. He's good at it. He's a hell of an athlete, man. He really does have the tools to become a top 5 quarterback in the league eventually. With Trey starting now, what vibes do you feel? I'm feeling some vibes. What about you? What kind of vibes are you feeling? Just all the vibes. Most of the vibes?
I think depending on how Lance goes on Sunday, I told you so vibes, but
we'll see. Ooh, I like that. Those are my favorite vibes. 2012 Cap, 2021 Trey Cap Part 2. That would be cool. Is he going to take – see, I think Kaepernick got like seven games in the regular season, I want to say. Like this is 2 games and then like go on a run and beat Brady and Rodgers and Dak. Maybe. Hey, that would be cool. There's no tape on him. Wouldn't it be cool?
There is no tape on him. And I mean, it could set up quite nicely because it looks like are the Niners still on track to play the Rams probably twice, 2 weeks in a row? Because the thing about that game is it's probably going to be that whole setup is favoring the Rams because the Rams probably won't have much to play for in that game, but the Niners will have everything to play for. So Kyle has to empty his playbook, and Sean McVay doesn't. So the Rams can just sit on and watch, see what the Niners do, and then be ready for the following week when the Niners have to empty the whole thing. Now, with Trey there, the Niners will be constantly installing new stuff and putting new things. So they're going to have, for that second Rams game, is not going to be the same as the first because
I'm with you. S Brown 235 says, do you feel if Kyle has another game plan of QB dies for Trey, this would show he never really wanted Trey and doesn't know how to use him? Yes. If that's what we see on Sunday, then I'm just gonna lose it.
Although
I'm just gonna lose it.
If they want to ground and pound and they've got 4th and 1, I mean, I don't know if Trey's as good as Jimmy with getting that 1 yard, but
Peter says Jimmy's looking at Debo throwing a no-look pass that was drop pick on a slow-mo clip on Undisputed SMH. Jimmy is looking at Debo throwing a no-look pass. Is looking at Debo throwing a no-look pass that was drop pick and slow-mo clip on Undisputed. Oh, what? Is that he said when he threw the one to Rashaan Evans, he was looking at Debo and throwing a no-look pass? Oh, wow. Well, wow. Nice. Can Lance master the quarterback sneak like Jimmy? We were just saying. I think he can. But I don't know. Jimmy really sets a high bar on that one. So hard to expect. That's a high. Yeah, it's hard to expect. If only it could just be a plus quarterback sneaker. Jimmy can have 12 fingers. He'll still throw INTs. Yeah.
It's
Sorry.
not.
He wasn't playing well before the interception. I mean, before
the picks of his finger.
There's no doghouse. Everyone works the banana stand. I found a banana stand in Nashville. A real banana. It was closed.
Did you buy a banana?
It was closed. It was Christmas Eve. Xavier says, what's with Kyle never using the timeouts in the first half? Never calls them when the SF has the ball near the end of the half. Take a shot, Kyle. Yeah, he did that in the Super Bowl too. It's like you don't trust Jimmy now and you run out the clock, but then inevitably you give the game to Jimmy in the fourth quarter and you end up throwing twice as much as you run. But so where's the consistency?
Yeah, there isn't.
Grant, watch you every day all the way from Puerto Rico. Thank you. My question is, what has been the best and worst offensive and defensive performance by the 49ers? Oh, damn. I mean, Kittle and Debo both have ones that are worthy. I mean, Nick Bosa has ones that are worthy. Jimmy Ward's 2 interception performance was worthy.
Yeah.
Aziz had some like games where like 15 tackles. Jimmy had some games where he like really No.
It's got to be like for offense. I don't know if he's talking about individual offensive performance or team offensive and defensive performance.
Okay.
If you're talking about individually, I think it's got to be one of the Debo or Kittle games for offensive performance. Defensive performance, I would probably say it's one of the Bosa games, right? Was it 2 games ago when he had the forced fumble, 2 sacks and a forced fumble?
I would do it.
Yeah.
San Fran 49er fan says, will this be like when Young came in for Montana? Fans need to temper their expectations and hope Kyle has a better game plan than Trey. Let's freaking go. I was really young when Young came in for Montana. I think I was 3. So I can't tell you what the vibe was like back then. But it's not like Trey Lance has to replace the greatest quarterback of all time. He's replacing Jimmy. I think the more the pressure is the trade. The freaking trade. I mean, 3 first-round picks. You better look good, dude. I mean, that's a lot of pressure. And it's not even pressure that he has anything to do with. Like if the Niners had just drafted Trey Lance with the number 3 pick, it'd be totally different.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Leandro says, what would it cost us to release Jimmy? Like $2 million in dead cap? Nothing. $25 million in cap savings. Would it be worth releasing him if we can't get more than a Big Mac? Yes.
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 Good question. We've been banging that drum for a while. I think Trey's an upgraded quarterback. Jimmy's a game manager who has to be managed. Hilarious. Yeah, he gets managed. I'm with you. My pinned tweet is that Trey Lance. My pinned tweet is that Trey Lance gives the Niners the best chance to win. So hopefully I don't have to take that down.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night.
Alex Smith was a game manager, but he didn't turn the ball over.
That's a real game manager. Watch Kyle make Sudfeld QB1. QB1. I'm watching Friday Night Lights, and they say that a lot. QB1.
Friday Night Lights, the series,
the show. Yeah. CJT says Texans may be interested in Jimmy Garoppolo. No, they're not. They have Davis Mills. Watch Davis Mills this weekend. He's nice. Texas may be interested in Jimmy Garoppolo. Xavier would make a blah, blah, blah. No. He'd be a backup to Davis Mills at this point. An expensive backup. But I feel you. But this guy has the Texans thing in his bio, so I don't know. His picture. Maybe you should just stick with Davis Mills as someone who's watched a lot of Jimmy. Stick with Davis. His name is I like Davis. Good name. Jimmy was finally fed up. If anyone wonders who leaked the real injury to Rappaport, the Lynch tweet probably was the final straw. Doubt if Jimmy's camp bought Lynch's Jesus distract me. Look. A lot of weird things happened between Thursday night and Monday. So it's possible the injury got worse. It's also possible that the relationship deteriorated. That both things are true. Both things. And that's possibly why Jimmy wasn't as forthcoming as the Niners as we would have expected. And how the Niners all of a sudden didn't have the right information. What? That seems weird. Seems like you tell your employer first, as opposed to letting them get it wrong in a press conference and then making them look bad.